In our golden years, wisdom teaches us what truly matters. Yet for Helen, that wisdom came at a devastating price. Standing in her kitchen last month, she discovered $180,000 of her life savings had vanished, taken by someone who called her Mom. FBI data shows she's not alone. Every day, 700 American seniors face similar betrayals, with 90% involving trusted people. Through 30 years of counseling seniors, I've identified 8 critical types of people you must protect yourself from, especially the 8th type, which has shattered countless lives this year. Today's insights could save your peace of mind and maybe your life savings. Share your city in the comments below and subscribe to join our community of wise seniors protecting each other. Your awareness could save someone tomorrow. 1. The harmful individual. Let's start with the most dangerous type, the harmful individual. Unlike those who drain your energy or complain too much, these people actively work to damage your well-being. What makes them particularly dangerous? They often wear the mask of caring family members, trusted friends, or helpful neighbors. Margaret's story illustrates this perfectly. Her grandson, who moved in to help care for her, gradually isolated her from other family members. He convinced her to add him to her bank accounts for convenience and pressured her to change her will. Within 6 months, her retirement savings were depleted through numerous emergency withdrawals. When her daughter finally visited, Margaret was malnourished and afraid to speak up. These harmful people follow a simple pattern. They start by giving you lots of attention and care to gain your trust. Next, they offer to help with your daily life, your money, doctor visits, or regular tasks. Once they have control, they start taking advantage of you in many ways. The warning signs are often subtle but consistent. You might notice they rush you into making important decisions about your money or property. They may insist on privacy and discourage family visits, showing unusual interest in your financial matters. When questioned, they have ready explanations for everything, yet solve nothing. Most telling is how they use guilt to silence your doubts. The most effective protection is maintaining multiple connections. Keep in regular contact with several family members, friends, and professionals, doctors, lawyers, and financial advisors. Never let one person have complete control over any aspect of your life, no matter how trustworthy they seem. If you suspect you're dealing with a harmful individual, act quickly. Reach out to adult protective services or your local authorities. Many states have specific elder abuse units that understand these situations, and banks can place protective holds on unusual transactions. Remember, silence protects the abuser, not you. Nearly 60% of senior exploitation cases go unreported because of shame or fear. But you're not alone, and you're not to blame. While it's wonderful to trust and help others in our golden years, we must first protect ourselves. As my wise friend Dorothy says, love with your heart, but guard with your mind. By recognizing harmful individuals early, you protect not just yourself, but often other vulnerable seniors they might target next. 2. The manipulator. The manipulator is perhaps the most subtle threat to your well-being, making them particularly dangerous in today's digital age. These individuals don't just ask for help, they orchestrate situations that make you feel compelled to assist them, often without realizing you're being manipulated. Take Jenny's experience with her neighbor's adult son. He began by asking for small favors, checking his mother's mail while she was in the hospital, watering her plants. His requests seemed reasonable, even kind-hearted. Soon, he was telling Jenny she was like family, and the only one who truly understood his situation. The flattery felt good. Within months, he had convinced her to co-sign a loan for his business, claiming his mother would want to help but was too ill. Jenny lost $45,000 and her sense of trust. Modern manipulators have evolved with technology. They might flood your phone with urgent text messages, use social media to track your activities, or create elaborate stories they share in family group chats to pressure you. They're experts at using your compassion against you, making you feel guilty for hesitating to help. Manipulators are experts at making lines fuzzy. They praise you and share their problems. Then, when they ask for help, you find it hard to say no. They might say things like, "You're the only one I can trust," or "I knew you would understand, unlike everyone else." These words feel like compliments, but are actually hooks designed to bypass your natural caution. What makes manipulation especially harmful is how it isolates you from other perspectives. The manipulator works to become your primary source of emotional feedback, subtly undermining your relationships with others who might question their motives. Protection starts with awareness. Pay attention to how requests make you feel. If you're experiencing anxiety about saying no, or if someone's needs seem to grow increasingly urgent and complex, step back. Consult with trusted family members or friends before making any decisions involving money or significant commitments. Remember, genuine needs can withstand thoughtful consideration. Emergency pressure is often a manipulation tactic. As Rita, a retired judge, wisely notes, when someone works harder to convince you of their character than demonstrate it, they're selling something you shouldn't buy. 3. The energy vampire. The energy vampire might seem harmless at first. After all, they're not trying to steal your savings or manipulate your decisions. Yet their impact on your well-being can be profound, especially during your golden years when vitality becomes increasingly precious. Linda discovered this through her experience with a fellow retiree at her senior center. Martha would call every morning with a new crisis, text throughout the day with updates on her various ailments, and expect detailed responses. At first, Linda felt needed, even validated by Martha's reliance on her. But soon, she noticed her own health declining. Her blood pressure rose, her sleep suffered, and she stopped attending her favorite water aerobics class because Martha always needed her right then. Modern technology makes energy vampires more exhausting than ever. They text all day long. They send scary news at midnight. They want quick replies to every social media message. The pressure to be constantly available can leave you exhausted, anxious, and unable to enjoy your own life. These relationships often start innocently. You might feel flattered by someone's attention or believe you're the only one who truly understands their struggles. But energy vampires have an uncanny way of turning every conversation back to their problems, leaving you emotionally depleted after each interaction. Your own joys, concerns, and needs fade into the background as their constant crises take center stage. The physical impact of these relationships shouldn't be underestimated. Doctors now recognize that emotional stress can worsen conditions common in older adults, from heart problems to diabetes. The constant cortisol release from managing someone else's endless dramas can literally make you sick. Protection requires creating healthy boundaries without guilt. Start by setting specific times for calls or visits. Turn off phone notifications during your rest periods. Most importantly, learn to recognize the physical signs of energy drainage, fatigue, anxiety, or tension as signals to step back. As my friend Grace, a retired nurse, says, "Your energy in these years is like your savings. Invest it wisely in people who give back, not just take away. Your well-being must come first, even if someone else's needs seem endless." 4. The Opportunist. The Opportunist approaches your life like a skilled salesperson eyeing a prime market. Unlike the energy vampire who drains you gradually or the manipulator who weaves elaborate emotional webs, the Opportunist strikes with perfectly timed proposals and golden opportunities that seem too good to pass up. Joan met her Opportunist at church, of all places. Tom was charming, well-dressed, and seemed successful. He spoke passionately about helping seniors grow their retirement savings through exclusive investment opportunities. His pitch was perfect: low risk, high returns, and a special rate just for fellow church members. Joan nearly transferred her entire pension until her banker noticed the red flags and intervened. Tom had already convinced 12 other seniors to invest in his phantom business. Today's opportunists have evolved. They study senior social patterns, knowing exactly where to find vulnerable targets. They join community groups, attend senior centers, and even monitor social media for recent widows or retirees. They come armed with professional-looking websites, fake testimonials, and complex financial jargon designed to impress and confuse. Opportunists are dangerous because they take their time. Unlike regular scammers, they don't rush you. They slowly build your trust over time. They often start with small, honest deals to seem trustworthy. They understand that seniors are often more sophisticated than younger targets, so they craft elaborate schemes that seem entirely plausible. Watch for their trademark moves. They often drop names of other community members who've already invested, create artificial time pressure with limited opportunities, and use their knowledge of your interests or beliefs to strengthen their pitch. The most skilled opportunists even encourage you to think it over or consult your family. Knowing this appearance of transparency makes them seem more legitimate. Remember David's golden rule. If someone's trying harder to get your money than understand your needs, they're not an opportunity. They're an opportunist. Your lifetime of hard work deserves better than becoming someone else's opportunity. 5. The drama seeker. Peace becomes one of life's greatest treasures as we age, but drama seekers seem determined to shatter that tranquility. These individuals create chaos wherever they go, turning simple family dinners into emotional battlegrounds and peaceful afternoons into stress-filled spectacles. Eleanor's experience with her neighbor Patricia illustrates this perfectly. Patricia appeared one day with urgent news about suspicious activity in their senior community. She insisted Eleanor needed to attend an emergency meeting she'd organized. Soon, Patricia was orchestrating daily dramas, from imagined threats to complex conflicts between neighbors. Eleanor found herself caught in a web of gossip, accusations, and constant tension until her doctor noticed her rising blood pressure and stress levels. Today's drama seekers use Facebook groups and family chats to create trouble. They share scary news late at night. They start arguments in neighborhood groups. They turn small problems into big community fights. Every peaceful moment seems to require their urgent attention or immediate response. The real danger lies in how drama seekers affect your health. Medical research shows that constant exposure to stress and conflict can weaken your immune system and worsen existing health conditions. Your golden years should bring joy and serenity, not endless episodes of unnecessary tension. Protection comes through recognition and distance. When you notice someone consistently creating crisis from calm, spreading rumors, or demanding emotional energy for every small issue, it's time to step back. As my friend Ruth wisely says, not every storm deserves your attention, and not every drama needs your presence. 6. The entitled. The entitled person enters your life believing they have special rights to your time, money, and resources, not as gifts, but as expectations. These individuals view your lifetime of hard work as their safety net, treating your generosity not as kindness, but as obligation. Carol's story resonates with many seniors today. After retiring from teaching, she looked forward to traveling and pursuing her art. Instead, her adult daughter, Sarah, began treating Carol's home as a free bed and breakfast, showing up unannounced for weeks at a time. Sarah helped herself to Carol's groceries, used her car without asking, and expected Carol to watch her children whenever needed. When Carol mentioned wanting to join a painting class, Sarah responded, "Mom, How can you waste money on hobbies when you could be helping with your grandchildren's college fund? The modern, entitled mindset has evolved with changing family dynamics. These individuals often justify their behavior through social media comparisons. Look how much Janet's mother helps with her kids, or other grandparents spend all their time babysitting. They make you feel selfish for having boundaries or wanting to enjoy your own life. Entitled, "People hurt you by taking away your choices." They put their needs before your plans and peace. They treat your retirement money like their backup fund. They act like your home and time belong to them. As retired therapist Alice wisely notes, loving your family doesn't mean becoming their ATM or free daycare. Real love respects boundaries, and true family celebrates your right to enjoy your golden years. 7. The Perpetual Victim. The perpetual victim turns every sunny day into a storm cloud, particularly challenging for seniors who've learned life's value through decades of overcoming real challenges. These individuals exist in a constant state of crisis, seeing themselves as helpless targets of an unfair world. Betty encountered her perpetual victim at her weekly bridge club. Susan initially seemed just down on her luck. Her car always broke down, her landlord was always unfair, her children never visited. Betty, having faced her own struggles, felt compelled to help. Soon, she was driving Susan to appointments, lending money for emergencies, and listening to hours of complaints. When Betty had her own health scare, Susan's response was telling, "I wish I had someone to help me the way I help you." What makes perpetual victims especially draining for seniors is their resistance to solutions. Offer advice, and they'll explain why it won't work. Suggest professional help, and they'll insist no one understands them like you do. They're not looking for ways to improve their situation. They're seeking an audience for their endless tale of woe. Remember what my grandmother taught me. Some people use their problems as anchors to drown others, rather than stepping stones to rise above. Your compassion is precious. Save it for those willing to help themselves. 8. The chronic complainer. The chronic complainer sees the world through grey-tinted glasses, finding fault in every silver lining. For seniors who've learned to appreciate life's simple pleasures, these individuals can cast dark clouds over even the brightest days. Consider Rose's experience at her retirement community. Her neighbor Jane complained about everything. The cafeteria food was never right, the staff were always incompetent, the activities were perpetually boring. At first, Rose tried to help Jane see the positives, the chef's special efforts, the staff's kindness, the variety of activities. But Jane's negativity was relentless. Soon, Rose noticed herself dreading community meals and feeling anxious about events she once enjoyed. What makes chronic complainers particularly toxic in our later years is how they can infect our perspective when maintaining a positive outlook becomes crucial for our health. Medical studies show that constant exposure to negativity can actually weaken our immune system and accelerate aging. These individuals don't want solutions. They reject every suggestion with a fresh complaint. They seek validation for their negative worldview, slowly dimming the joy around them. As my friend Thomas, a retired doctor, says, complaining is like secondhand smoke. Staying too close can damage your health, even if you're not the one doing it. Life's wisdom teaches us that setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's essential for our well-being. Recognizing these 8 types of people isn't about becoming untrusting, but about protecting the peace and joy you've earned in your golden years. Think of it as placing a security system around your happiness. Remember, you can be kind without being vulnerable, generous without being gullible. Your lifetime of experience has earned you the right to choose who deserves your time, energy, and trust. As we say in our community, your golden years should sparkle with joy, not tarnish with worry. Share your own experiences below. Your story might help someone else find their strength.